Welcome to another episode of Roots and Relics. Today is a very exciting day for me. My Ancestry.com DNA results are in, and I get to find out what I am made of. Really, the real reason why I did this test was I wanted to see an ethnicity breakdown of what percentage English, Scottish, Irish, German, French, whatever it is that I am, what percentage of each one of those nationalities, ethnicities that I am. Before I take a look at my results, I thought it would be cool to try to guesstimate what the results are going to be based on my genealogy research. Here's just a little bit of look of a breakdown of what I'm expecting to see. Going back one generation, looking at my father's side and my mother's side, we have Medford, which is British, Setzer, German, Haller, German, and Wallace, which is Scottish.
But they'll never take our freedom!
So if we were just to stop right there, we would assume that my breakdown is 50% German, 25% English, and 25% Scottish. But we know that's probably not the case. So let's go back another generation. At the second generation here, we add the Smiths, who are from Ireland, the Craggs, which were from Scotland, the Pewits from England, and Murdochs from Scotland. So my second generation breakdown would be 37.5% Scottish, 25% English, 25% German, and 12.5% Irish. Going back a third generation, we add Wiggins, Carver, Warren, and Hatley on my father's side, all British. On my mother's side, we add Porch, Green, English as well, Dula, or Dooley, which is Irish, and Brown from Germany. So my third generation breakdown would be 50% English, 18.75% Scottish, 18.75% German, and 12.5% Irish. Another generation, let's just skip to the breakdown. At the fourth generation, we're at 46.87% English, 28.12% German, 12.5% Scottish, 9.3% Irish, and 3.1% French. One thing I've learned about Ancestry.com is they do not separate Scottish and Irish ethnicity. So we would actually have to add those figures together, 12.5% plus 9.3%, which would be 21.7% or so. We're going to go ahead and stop right here. Let's take a look at these Ancestry.com DNA results and see how close I came. All right, here's my email. Your Ancestry results are in. Here's my ethnicity estimate. Discover your DNA story. Your results are up to date. Your results may change over time as the science improves. I tell you, I don't know if you've done this before, but the anticipation of clicking on this button and seeing the results just pop up on the screen is kind of exciting. Holy cow. Whoa. 44% Scandinavia. Like, I did not expect that at all. Not at all. I'm kind of flabbergasted, to be honest with you. I have taken a Y-DNA test before. And Y-DNA test, if you don't know, is where Y-DNA passes from male to male to male to male over centuries, virtually unchanged. And so it's a really neat way of, like, if you are a Medford and you have Medford Y-DNA in you, then your DNA is going to match up generations and generations. And us Medfords have this specific type of DNA that they call the Viking haplogroup, which is R1A1. And So I know that we have the Viking DNA group, and the Vikings conquered the Normans in Normandy, and then the Normans conquered the Saxons in Britain. And so um, I've always assumed that this DNA is in me, but but still, that's really, really surprising. Um, very surprising, huh? Okay, so 44% Scandinavian, 22% Great Britain, 12% Irish Scottish Wales, and 9% Iberian Peninsula. Wow, Iberian Peninsula. Huh. Okay, low confidence regions. Okay. Europe South, 6%. Europe South. 2% Europe West. Two percent Caucasus. 1% African North. I have 1% European Jewish ancestry. That's pretty cool. And less than 1% European East. This is pretty wild. I'm sorry, I'm just a little flabbergasted by all of this. So here's just a look at what I predicted versus what the reality was. So I thought I was going to be 46% English. I'm actually just 22% Great British. I thought it was going to be about 21% Irish, Scottish, Wales, and I am 12%. I was expecting to be about 3.1% French, or I guess Iberian Peninsula, and I'm 9% Iberian Peninsula. And then I got these surprises. Europe South, which would be like Italy and Greece. Europe West, which would encompass all of France and lots of Germany. So France, Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, Luxembourg. That makes sense. African North includes modern day Morocco, Algeria, Western Sahara, and Libya. European Jewish, I mean, less than 1%. That's pretty cool. Poland, Belarus, Ukraine, Russia, Hungary, and Israel. No idea where that would come from. I gotta say, I'm just absolutely blown away. I don't know why. I'm gonna do a little bit more research and see how common it is for people to have such a high amount of Scandinavian, especially when I don't have a lot of ancestors that I know of that immigrated from Norway or Finland or anything like that. Most of my family lines, believe it or not, I don't have a single ancestor that immigrated after the year 1800, according to my genealogy research. So, and Scandinavia was not really a popular country to immigrate to the United States until, much later, unless I'm mistaken. Especially in the southern United States, people didn't really immigrate from Scandinavia to the southern states. I live in North Carolina. My family has been in North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina for many, many generations across just about every branch of my tree. So, yeah, this stuff is astonishing. My Medford line has been here since the 1600s. I have a lot of lines that have been here since the 1600s. My German side of my family, 1600s, early 1700s. So it's pretty wild to see 44% Scandinavian is a huge surprise for me. Let's take a look at these DNA matches. That's another thing that's kind of cool. I really did the DNA test for this ethnicity estimate, but this is pretty cool too. We get to view some DNA matches with real people. Okay, good. My father did a DNA test, and he is my father. So him and I can't deny that. We're probably going to do a DNA video together to kind of go over these results. So it'll be really, really interesting to see if he has a higher percentage or lower percentage of Scandinavia than I do. It's going to be really, really cool. So stay tuned for that video. Okay, my first cousin Thad Bumgarner. A lot of you may or may not know Madison Bumgarner is my cousin. So my cousin Thad has done a DNA test as well, and so he matches up on this, which is pretty cool. Second cousins. So here's some people I don't really know who they are, which is pretty cool. Have some third cousins here I can reach out to. Just looking real quick to see if I recognize that. Yeah, Wiggins is definitely a name that I'm related to. Porch, also a name where I'm related to. I know Cherie White. Very, very cool. This is very cool. It connects you with a lot of cousins that you can reach out to. You can see if they have a tree and see how you might possibly match in with their tree. So that's pretty awesome. And there's also something called DNA circles, and that's where people are kind of grouped together. And this is actually my fourth great grandfather. And so there's an Austin Holland Cragg DNA circle. Oh, wow. There's DNA circles for all kinds of people that are my ancestors that I have in my tree. So that is very, very cool. Holy cow. Yeah, 6 members. William Thomas Medford DNA circle. Let's just click on that. Yeah, Wiggins. Definitely. That is so cool. That is so cool. Austin Holland Cragg. Yep. Holy cow. It's pretty gratifying to know exactly what it is that you're made of. It's also a neat way to kind of verify your genealogy research. Although what's confusing to me is the high amount of Scandinavian blood, and I got to do some more research on. My assumption is that's a pretty common thing to have Scandinavian blood in you because the Vikings conquered Great Britain. Many of them stayed there, they married in, and so a lot of British people are descendants of Vikings. So I think it makes sense for you to have that much Scandinavian blood in you. But I'm going to do some more research on that and see. It's also a neat way to connect with potential relatives and connect with people with their genealogy. You can see, even though I'm really, really surprised about the Scandinavian blood content, all of these people are in my family tree. And I share DNA with 54 members of the Martin Holler tree, 14 here, 18 here. So my genealogy research is most certainly matching up with who I'm related to in my ancestry in my tree. So it's certainly an accurate portrayal of who I'm related to in my tree. So even though I'm shocked by the ethnicity, I still feel verified by the DNA. I'm not worried about, was there a paternal, was there a non-paternal event that happened 1 generation, 2 generations, 3, 4 generations back. So it's pretty cool. If you're interested in taking a DNA test yourself, I'll have a link for you below. Thank you for watching.